Ladies and gentlemen, we're here.
I'm part of the Kliq, isn't everybody?
Yes! 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 I got an idea, yeah. Beat up John Cena!
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Too sweet! This is where the power lies!
I am the man.
Beat me if you can! Come on!
It's showtime, folks!
The following episode is scheduled for one fall, and it is for your listening pleasure. This is In The Kliq.
What's up, everybody? Baby Huey here, and joining me once again is my brother, Tommy. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
And also joining us is our good brother from Pro Wrestling 101 on Instagram. It's Richard. How you doing?
Fine, Daniel. How are you?
Doing awesome. It's Monday. We are recording a full 24 hours after NXT WarGames yesterday, live on Peacock on pay-per-view. And, I've had time to sleep on it and really kind of process what happened at NXT WarGames, not TakeOver. I guess the term TakeOver is now gone from the new era, 2.0 era of NXT. But, yeah, man, yesterday was a very bittersweet show. I will say that it's definitely the official end of an era, the black and gold brand of NXT. We'll get into that, a lot of the symbolism, body language, what we saw throughout the show. It was the official, I think, bookmark end of, I guess, what would be Triple H's baby for the last many years. Yeah, black and gold era of NXT. But we'll get to more of that. But yeah, just kind of your overall thoughts on the show, Richard. Just, any big picture takeaways.
I think it was better than I expected because I went in with low expectations. They still need to make me care about all these new people. And
absolutely.
There's a few of them I do, but the majority of them I am struggling with.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And as we saw throughout the night, they were cutting promo packages for more talent that's going to be debuting over the coming weeks, I'm assuming. So I'm very much with you. There is a lot of new talent in the 2.0 era that we're all still trying to get used to. They're still trying to create these storylines for them and flesh out these characters and their gimmicks. And I'm very much with you. It's still a lot to take in and trying to find which ones I gravitate towards based on their personalities and stuff.
I'm gravitating towards, I'll just right off the bat, I gravitate towards Tony D'Angelo and Joe Gacy because they have characters I get, I know who they are, and I don't have to figure it out. It's not the same boring, I'm the best you've never seen. And I get it. Immediately I get who Tony D'Angelo is when he walks out. He's got the swagger, he's got wrestling ability. I get the character. And Gacy, I get the same thing. Mm-hmm. But just about everyone else, besides the women I think are all great, as we'll get into. But I really struggle with some of these new people. I think we saw some people shine tonight, really bright. Some new some of the new guys, but others I'm just kind of bored with. Get through it.
Yeah, it was very interesting because this show was very much, at least the main event was the storyline is old school versus new school. Even the graphic for this, it was the black and gold OGs, the day oneers, or veterans.
And LA Knight
versus the 2.0 guys, the pillars, I guess you want to call it, the four top tier guys of this new generation of NXT. And so, was it a couple weeks after the August takeover was the start of the start of the 2.0 era. And so for the last few months now, we've really been kind of trying to get comfortable and familiar with the, change is tough and trying to get used to this new era of NXT and all the characters, the presentation, and Halloween Havoc was kind of like maybe the first test of them doing like a themed show, a pay-per-view, but that was on USA Network. So this was the first like pay-per-view for them. And yeah, man, after watching this and seeing how well like the younger people were put over, I was like, yep, it's officially in. Like the black and gold era is gone. It's in the past now. For now. Yeah. And so it was bittersweet. Like I was very much like you. I thought it exceeded my expectations. But at the same time, it was a big reality check. Like, yeah, the black and gold era is gone and it's the rainbow color logo of 2.0. So, man.
Dayglow.
Yeah. So, I was going to ask you, like, let's talk about just the initial presentation of it. It was still inside the Performance Center. I don't know.
Thumbs down.
What's that?
Thumbs down to that.
Okay. Yeah. I want them to get outside the Performance Center.
It worked for the War Games matches, but because it's so tight anyway, the shots.
Yeah.
But, it's just get out of that room. Like we know that you can go places and people will still, you got to test the water somewhere. It doesn't have to be a big arena. It could be a 5,000 person arena.
Yeah, like a civic auditorium.
Exactly. So it's just kind of, I don't know if it's, is Triple H doing anything right now? Or is he?
I'm not quite sure. I don't think he, I'm not sure.
Who's overseeing this?
I'm not quite sure exactly. I mean, there have been reports that, Vince and Pritchard, I guess, kind of oversee it still. Kevin Dunn. I'm not quite sure like how it works from behind the scenes standpoint.
Shawn Michaels is
I think Shawn Michaels is probably in charge of booking or he's in charge of overseeing stuff while Triple H is gone.
Kind of what I thought is he's kind of overseeing. He's doing Triple H's job for NXT.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm with you as far as I want them to get outside of there.
Hey, you know who would have been better? Brett.
Dude, I did not realize Brett was a pothead. I just found that out over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that clip on
Did
Twitter.
You smoke with him?
What's that? Have I? No, I know, but I heard someone. I found out someone I know did or knew someone.
Brett was always late to the arenas.
I had no idea. Like there was that video clip going around on Twitter like the other day. I think Levi Shapiro's the one who shared it. Brett, I guess, was for guys smoking weed, and then they pulled it out because of the drug rules, drug testing, and he was worried that guys would go to pills and drinking as a way to get to the pain. So anyway, Brett, sorry, I'm still shocked by that. But anyway, back to the Performance Center for NXT. I do want to get out of there and maybe for these pay-per-view shows once a quarter, go somewhere else, change the environment, the presentation.
Yeah,
I mean, especially for a big event. Because if there's ever a time to say that we're back on track with things, it's to have a big crowd again. And the fact that and NXT makes money. Like, let's be honest here. Like, when they go on the road, it makes money. It's not as much as a WWE house show or WWE, but it's still, it packs more than your regular indie show. So, I just feel like, I mean, it's been so long since they've had a live crowd that, like, is the opportunity past now? For a big sold out crowd.
Yeah, and well, my thing is, it's like, go somewhere, change the environment, because I feel like if the longer they just stay at the Performance Center and never go anywhere, it really seems like, okay, they're not investing in them to go elsewhere. They're just strictly developmental.
WWECW.
Yeah. They're like, you know what? This is just developmental. We're not going to put a lot of stock into this. You guys just got to make good in this one location for here on out. So, but yeah, they looks like they added some little extra LED lights on the entranceway, made it more brighter. But what did you think about the presentation as far as the cages for all the competitors?
I loved how it just came down, because I was wondering, like, are they going to have people run out there and set it up? And I liked how it just kind of like came down like that. Really
cool.
Well,
no, but also like, in War Games, the competitors in the cage is waiting for their turn to come in. It was at the top of the ramp. This show, they were up high in the crowd, and when it was their turn to come out, they would walk through the crowd to get to the ring.
There's no room in there.
So I kind of liked it, though. They had to come to the crowd. It was like, wait, kind of getting amped up for it. Like, here we are, making the charge to the ring.
I'm fine with it, but I do think, it makes it feel smaller.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So,
low budget War Games.
Exactly. It's like, so yeah, let's talk about the opening match here. So it was the women's War Games match. The baby faces, as far as Cora Jade, Io Shirai, Kaylee Ray, Raquel Gonzalez versus Toxic Attraction, which is Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane, and Dakota Kai. I kind of had low expectations because with Halloween Havoc, remember they had the ladder match and it was kind of sloppy, little botchy.
Spot fest.
Yeah, and I was kind of worried, like, okay, like some of the younger people in this match, would they struggle on an even larger scale? The War Games match was it's its own beast compared to a ladder match. But dude, they really exceeded my expectations. I think everyone here did a kick-ass job, and with the situation handed them, I thought it was a great match here. What about you?
I thought the order that all the women came out was great. I thought the match itself was great. I think exactly what you just said, with exception. I mean, look, everyone brought in a weapon. It was everyone's turn to bring in a weapon in this match. But I think the brilliance of this match, I don't know if you caught this, but they kept teasing and teasing and teasing big crazy spot fest. But really, the only two spots were the Cora Jade jumping off the cage, and then Raquel super bombing everybody, Tower of Doom. But like, I think that was the high spot of the match, was that they teased high spots that they didn't get, and that's how you get people to care and want. Mm-hmm. You want to see, you're waiting for that high spot, and then someone cuts you off. Now you're mad at the heel, and it's just kind of and then no one's climbing up the cage again. So like when Cora did it, and I will say the one flaw I had with this match is I couldn't stand that part with Io Shirai yanking on Cora's arm like she popped it back into place. That was so dumb. Okay. When there's doctors right there, and if she's actually, because I'm watching it, I'm wondering, did she really hurt? Like, I completely suspended my disbelief there, and the fact that like they could have gone that whole match, and I'm thinking this girl's messed up. They need to get her out of the cage. And then it took it away from me with that. And because I loved it when Mandy came in and she went right after Cora Jade and just started grabbing her by that arm and pulling her off the ground. It was like, you're a mean woman.
I think Mandy was the only one who did not bring a weapon into the ring, if I remember correctly. Like she
was
dashed
handed one, though. Yeah,
she just made a dash for Cora Jade's shoulder. We'll talk more about that spot in a second. Tommy, was there anything else for you in this match that kind of stood out for you?
No, I think you guys just said everything. What?
Everyone shined.
Yeah.
Every woman shined in this match.
Yeah, no.
Dakota Kai getting shoved into a garbage can.
I was going to say, Raquel Gonzalez made Dakota Oscar the Grouch. Took her in a garbage can, threw her.
Oh my God.
That was a good spot.
That tickled me.
I enjoyed the beginning as far as Kaylee Ray and Dakota Kai starting it off.
Yeah, Kaylee Ray was grand in this.
She was. Yeah.
So I like them starting off kind of, building up the action, the momentum. And then, Io come in with I
got a question for you.
Yeah.
So if you go back and watch all of the other War Games matches, the WCW ones, the heels always have the advantage.
Yeah.
So I was thrown off that it felt really weird with two women jumping the heel.
Yeah. Like, it was interesting. The baby faces had the advantage, and they were outnumbering.
And it made them feel like they were heels.
Yeah, exactly. Because, second one in was Cora Jade and Kaylee Ray beating up on Dakota Kai there.
I didn't know much or care much for Cora Jade before this match. And she made me, and I'm sure a bunch of other people, fans of hers last night.
That was the big story here. Is like Cora Jade was her big coming out party as push as she's going to be a big baby face for them. Only the youngest competitor in this match showed her toughness and just her heart not to give up.
And she really seemed to study Johnny Gargano's Underdog 101 tapes, it seems.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, so what was cool, like for Cora Jade.
Yeah, that too. The facial expressions.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like how each woman brought in a different weapon. Like Io had the chair, Gigi had the garbage can and like the gym bag, whatever it was. So I like that.
That was never revealed what was in the gym bag.
Was there? I can't remember.
She threw it in the ring, and I kept looking at it. It's like it was over by the door, and then it was over closer to like to the lower third of the hard camera.
But but Cora Jade, so when she did the swanton dive off the top of the cage in through the table, like I got really scared because the way she landed, it looked like her left shoulder took the fall, absorbed the fall, and so I really did legit believe she was hurt. She popped out because I separated my shoulder before, and it's painful.
Yeah,
and then the way she's sitting on the ground and like didn't move, like she's sitting up and holding her arm is like, when someone gets hurt and they said just give me a minute, like that's what it felt like. And it's like sometimes when someone says give me a minute, it doesn't mean a minute; it could be 20 minutes.
All I gotta say is, don't be afraid to say that you were worked thinking Cora Jade was legit, but busted her shoulder.
I got worked.
You got worked.
I did too, up until Io went over and started grabbing her shoulder.
So that's the thing. Was like
it was like something out of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah,
exactly, and it was tacky.
Mel Gibson.
No, but the thing is, like, so Cora, like, the fact that the other girls were kind of going up to her and looked like they were trying to whisper and like, "Are you okay?" And the way she sold it was great. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I know.
But the fact,
but everyone slowed down. Like the heels kind of backed off for a second, and like Kaylee Ray just kind of went over, and Io went over at first and checked on her. And it was just like, oh my god, like this, she's going to be out of the match.
But I was kind of waiting for a ref or a medical come by and do the X sign. We never saw the X sign, so I was like, okay, is she going to try to work through this? Maybe she told him like.
Probably the biggest flaw. They should have had a referee jump in the ring and check on.
Yeah.
So Io, when she came over and like grabbed her arm and popped it back in, I was like, oh, I guess. I mean, kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. But then when I saw that, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a work. Like you're not going to pop someone's shoulder in a match and let them continue. Like if that's a legit injury, you get them out. You don't want them to like make it worse than what it really is. So when I saw that spot as visually, it was compelling. I knew at that point, okay, this is a work, and then the fact she kept going. But I like afterwards, that was the story of like she was one arm, and she had the kendo stick.
But how much better would it have been had we all thought she really messed up, and she's just sitting in the back corner until Mandy came out, which would have been 10 minutes later, and then Mandy goes right up to her and starts yanking on the arm. It would have just. You would have got that the gig is up, but for 10 minutes you're going, get her out of the ring. Like you're just kind of screaming internally, like get this girl out and get her arm looked at.
Well, and I like how Kaylee Ray, came over and like stared at her and then threw the kendo stick at her, and then everyone else got laid out, and it was like all four heels attacking Cora Jade, and she's by herself, one arm with the kendo stick, and she gave a great fight back as far as against the odds. So it shows like her heart.
With 2 fists has a fighting chance, Danny.
I could do this all day, Captain America. So
my quote was James Ellsworth.
Exactly. So but Cora Jade, like I said, it was an amazing breakout performance for her, I thought. And
oh yeah, for sure,
sympathy.
The internet agrees with us.
Yeah, and so but the finish though, Raquel was powerbombing everyone, and Cora Jade just saw one of the girls laying there and just ran over and pinned her. I kind of was like, oh, that was it. Like it was just kind of caught me off guard. I was just like, oh.
But that's her whole shtick, is that it's the opportunity's there, grab it.
Yeah, I was kind of like hoping for a bigger finish.
But she does it really well. So it's kind of one of those deals too, where if you're the main roster and you can see her doing something like that in a Money in the Bank match, running up the ladder, getting that perfect opportunity, and it's just kind of like everyone else is distracted, and she gets up there and grabs it.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed this match. Like, props to all these ladies for just being badasses, bringing weapons in, taking each other out. So it's going to be interesting to see now moving forward what's going to be next. It looks like probably Cora Jade will be next in line against Mandy Rose. And
poor girl.
Yeah, see what's next for Io Shirai and, Raquel Gonzalez. Yeah, what's next for everyone? I mean, Kaylee Ray, I think, can also be in the women's title picture pretty damn soon. She's badass just from NXT UK.
Oh, yeah.
So
she does a very calculated but scary suicide dive.
Right.
It's very Sabu-esque, where it's just she just kind of throws herself, but it's somewhat graceful at the same time. You know what I mean? Where it's just kind of like, God, someone should just move out of the way and it's it's over.
Yeah. So no, I definitely really enjoyed this War Games match for the women's side. So just kudos to all of them for sacrificing their bodies for our entertainment. Next up was the NXT Tag Team match.
Match of the night. Match of the damn night.
I agree.
I agree too. Yeah, Imperium versus Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner.
Von Wagner has improved leaps and bounds since his debut. I thought he was crazy impressive, and at the same time, Kyle O'Reilly wrestled a tag team match by himself somehow.
Yeah,
that's true.
So that was the thing. So Imperium, I mean, God, they're so good. They're
so good. They look good. They're just. I mean, they're like
a
classic,
buffer.
They're like a classic circus act, like a trapeze artist and the strong man.
Yes.
My God, they're just so graceful in the ring.
Good description right there.
I mean, God, obviously they're just great tag teams as far as working together, feeding off each other. Kyle O'Reilly was getting the majority of the beating, and then Von Wagner would get the hot tag multiple times, like making the save. I will admit, Von Wagner, yes, I'm with you. He has improved, but there were a couple times where the match kind of broke down and got a little chaotic.
Yeah.
He did look a little lost. He was like trying to react to what's happening around him.
His pants don't seem to fit him either.
Yeah, it's weird. Yes, those pants are weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're tucked into his ankles too tight or what, but I thought his facial expressions were a little bit better. He still needs to give that some work. I thought, though, his flow in the ring was like really something special to see there. It's kind of like, okay, I can see what they see in him now. Well, and maybe it's just a big lumbering guy. Like there's something behind it.
Totally, and he just needs more reps too. But
a lot.
But he lucked out here. He had three other guys who are phenomenal wrestlers. So of course he had the benefit of just working off that, feeding off that. They made him look good when it was appropriate. Dude, Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner hitting a high-low. Like, all right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, oh my God, ECW was total.
The Eliminators. Total Elimination.
Total Elimination.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Joey Styles. Total Elimination.
Joey Styles would be ideal for NXT.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well,
I miss him.
I do miss him too. But Imperium, I mean, God, just was it? Yeah, Fabian, dude, where he can like jump off one rope to the other.
He was kind of the star of this match to me, and he I think kind of gets.
He really
he's kind of like the
match.
last one you think of in that group.
Yeah.
But like, whoa, what
and
a
he's like the
performance.
newest member as far as Marcel, Walter, Timothy Thatcher. They all have history together. Pre NXT.
When he showed everything in that. He showed he's powerful. He showed he can fly. Like he did that squat with Wagner.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then he's just rope
He's very
walking.
agile too for a big guy. Very agile.
It was.
But he had that crazy. Was it him or was it Wagner that did that suicide dive from the apron?
That was Wagner.
Wagner had him, and that was beautiful on Wagner's part. But like, you could see Wagner immediately was like, "You okay?" And it was just kind of like, and he was fine. And it was just kind of like, I thought he might be hurt.
Was it Wagner? Yeah.
Was it Wagner?
No, because I know because he was outside the ring when was it?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, ultimately though, we saw, Imperium get the win.
And I thought Kyle looked, I don't know. It's weird because it's like, it's kind of like when you get Brett and Sean, it's going to be good, but I'd rather see Brett and X-Pac or someone like that, or Brett. And, it's just kind of like, I got bored with Kyle and Adam Cole, and, like this just felt more like, kind of reminded me why I like Kyle O'Reilly so much.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, so after Imperial hit the Imperial bomb on O'Reilly for the win, it was cool that the crowd was saying thank you, Kyle, based on the reports that his contract is coming up, and so a lot of people are assuming this was his last big match. But I wanted to ask you, like Von Wagner, he comes from behind,
loved it, love that,
tries attacking him, but Kyle O'Reilly, he's been attacked before and turned on. Friend, so he was ready for this, and then he started kicking the crap out of Von Wagner, and then he threw up the Undisputed Era hand sign or hand gesture, and then did the crotch chop, and said, "This is a brotherhood," and left.
Did you see that? I loved it because I didn't see it coming. That Wagner was going to try to jump him.
Yeah, I did. I was.
Yeah, so I mean, it was revealed. Kyle O'Reilly cut a promo and said, "Leave the cages up. I want Von Wagner." So this Tuesday on NXT, they're gonna have a cage match. I'm assuming Von Wagner's gonna win. Kyle O'Reilly's gonna put him over, and Kyle O'Reilly's leaving NXT or leaving WWE officially.
It's like a loser leaves town match.
Yeah, I really think that's what's gonna happen. I think Kyle O'Reilly's done. I think he's gonna go elsewhere. And so,
unfortunately.
So I think we're going to see Undisputed Era in AEW. I think that's what's going on. It's just amazing. He threw up the Undisputed Era hand gesture after a couple months ago he had that blood feud with Adam Cole. So it's interesting, what's going to happen next for Kyle O'Reilly in his career. So, but so the next up, it was Cameron Grimes taking on Duke Hudson, hair versus hair match. I like how, with WarGames, they have the two rings next to each other. So they have the one ring for the match and the other ring with the barber chair already set up. Yeah. So, the match wasn't super long. It was barely 10.5 minutes.
That's exactly how it should have gone.
Yeah, Duke Hudson dominated most of this match, and so Cameron Grimes picked out the victory.
Yeah, it was a fun match.
Duke Hudson tried to roll him up. The ref caught him, using the rope and whatnot. And then Cameron Grimes rolled him up, got a bunch of trunks. The ref didn't see it. And so Cameron Grimes, once again, outsmarted Duke Hudson in the poker room, in the ring. Just Cameron Grimes has Duke Hudson's number. So,
ownage is ownage.
Yeah. So Duke Hudson had to get the haircut, but Cameron Grimes stomped him to knock him out and then started shaving his hair.
Yep.
So I think Duke Hudson, he might actually look a little more intimidating with a buzz cut. If you kind of look, he didn't shave the full.
Like
he's going to show up like covering it up though. Like he's going to be wearing like a captain's hat or something.
Or he's going to wear like a mask.
Or like Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle had his hair shaved. He had the wig and the ear straps on.
Or he's probably put on a luchador mask or something.
Maybe. So, so in these hair versus hair matches, usually the heels lose because you want to see the heel get their hair cut. Now, Tommy, did Gino Hernandez was in a hair versus hair match?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Him and him and Chris Adams, and they lost to Kerry Von Erich and Kevin Von Erich. Yeah.
That's right.
They both got their
double
head
haircut.
Double haircut.
That's the Cotton Bowl.
So, I don't know what else to say about this match other than cool on Cameron Grimes. He's the type of guy, he's just over with the fans with his character.
Yeah.
I don't know, does he go for a title at this point? I mean, he was in the North American title picture last year. He had the $1 Million Championship earlier this year. I don't know if he's the type of guy that they would push in the main event scene. Like, where does he go? I think he might be better off going to Raw or SmackDown trying to get over there. I mean,
I agree. Maybe put him in a tag team with somebody.
Yeah. I mean, if Sami Zayn is leaving, if that's some of the reports are, maybe he can be kind of that new larger than life personality. I don't know.
I see. We'll talk off air about that. I got a question.
Okay, cool. All right, next up for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, Roderick Strong with Diamond Mine joining him, taking on Joe Gacy with Harlan at his side. Dude, this match was hella short. It was like barely 8.5 minutes. I watched it and it's like, this could have been just on NXT this week.
Well, look, takeovers historically have only been 4 matches, even if there was a war game.
Yeah, 5.
Depends on the show. But I was fine with this because of the way that Gacy got distracted at the end.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, the hype with this. Who's his second?
Harlan. Parker Bordeaux is real name.
Okay. I don't feel a damn thing about that guy.
Me neither.
And like his reputation coming in was based off of a look.
Yeah, he looks like a mini Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
he's a former football player.
You know what he kind of reminds me of?
Brockus. That's what he reminds me of.
No, I was thinking more like Batista when he started out in OVW when he was Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Yeah, kind of like that. I'm getting vibes from that.
They need to start developing these characters on NXT quicker.
Yeah,
because you can see that they've set things up, but it's going to be week after week. You get a little bit more. You're not giving enough away for me to care one way or another. And when everyone's new, you need to turn the volume up so I care quicker.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm with you because like, where is this going with Harlan? Is he just like his cult follower? Is he?
He clearly is, but it's just like he's like Rowan with the Wyatt family. Like,
or I say like of
Rowan
Mice and
had
Men. Nothing
to Rowan had nothing to him besides he had the mask, which is one more thing than this guy's got.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And with like Harper, like he had the creepy he just had that eerie vibe to him. But like this guy brings nothing to the table for me yet. So what the hell is this?
Yeah, what is their relationship? Like ultimately, what's this leading towards, or what's it for?
Right.
No, for me, it was interesting. Obviously, Joe Gacy's not a cruiserweight, so back on NXT, he challenged him, and
I thought that was a cool. Like this was probably the one match on the show I was actually looking forward to. Like, because the other ones I didn't know what to expect. I liked that this had a story coming into it, and that. They're saying, hey, we're breaking the rules for this one, guys. Like, there's no weight limits on this match because we have to make everybody happy. So,
and that's the thing. So it was interesting. Like the reports are that they were going to maybe phase out the Cruiserweight Championship, and so I was curious: is Joe Gacy going to win, and are they going to make it like an open weight championship? Where is this going? But ultimately, Roderick Strong picks up the victory. Gacy was kind of dominating the majority of the match, even though it was weird. Harlan picked up Ivy Niles, picked her up.
How dare he?
I know. He just picked her up and just dropped her. I was like, what? What was that for?
Yeah.
But Roderick Strong picks up.
Shout out to the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Roderick Strong picks up the victory, so he retains. So the NXT Cruiserweight Championship lives on for another day at least. So I don't know where they go from here, though, because the Cruiserweight Championship, all the smaller guys have been released from WWE, so it's not much of a division anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Funny.
Colorado's going to be gone. I mean, like,
it's a trinket now. This title.
Roderick Strong is going to be by himself holding that title.
Well, they probably still have over 100 wrestlers that aren't on TV.
He's going to be like Dean Ambrose was with the U.S. title.
There you go.
Just hold on to it.
Do you think Roderick Strong's kind of an afterthought, though? The whole
not with the Diamond Mine. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because I enjoy his matches more with them by his side. It's kind of like the Miz or Jeff Jarrett, where when you have a second in their corner, they seem more important.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys did pretty good.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So,
I think the Diamond Mine's a really cool. It feels like what do they call it in the UFC when there's like a camp? It feels like
entourage,
the Lion's Den camp or whatever.
Training.
It it has that vibe where it's just like you get the feeling like when these guys aren't in the ring, they're actually training with each other and trying to make each other better. So
stable,
So next up was the main event, the men's WarGames match. So Team 2.0, which is all the young guys, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, and Tony D'Angelo. Hey!
Oh!
Gabagoo.
Trick Williams joined them as well. He played the role of just throwing in weapons throughout the match.
Yeah.
Helping Tony D'Angelo bring the weapons in. Versus Team Black and Gold, the OG. So Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne, LA Knight, and Tommaso Ciampa. Right out of the gates, I love that Johnny Gargano started the match against Carmelo Hayes. Gargano, his ring gear was like a collage of all his previous TakeOver gear. I thought that was really cool. So
since there's no more TakeOver, I think it was more so a tribute to TakeOver than him actually leaving.
And so, okay, so let's...
I noticed
You want
this
to just
one
jump
thing.
to that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I noticed this one thing. When Gargano was the first participant to enter, did you pay attention to Ciampa? He was like really happy for him, cheering for him.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Like, he was...
It's too obvious. It's too obvious.
He was really pumped up.
Okay, so the reports are that Gargano's contract expired last week. He signed an extension through this week. And...
he's not going anywhere.
And yeah, I'm at the point now, like, my gut is he's not going anywhere because the fact that they were so beating over our heads. This could be his last night.
Candace in the audience.
Even backstage in the promo, he said, this could be my last night or this is my last... whatever. It was like, they would never be that so blatantly obvious or telegraphing that he's leaving. I was like, why would you be advertising that so heavily? Like,
you got to make that a secret at first, and then you want to reveal it.
And the only time WWE really responds to stuff like that is when they're playing people. Mark Henry retiring.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't think Johnny's going anywhere now.
Yeah.
Like, based on this, I was like, and then, jumping ahead, after they went off the air, Johnny cut a little promo on the mic and told everyone, I'm going to explain it all this coming Tuesday. I'm like, wait, you're going to give him promo time to explain if he's leaving or not?
And if he's leaving, who's to say he actually isn't going to Raw or SmackDown?
And it'd be interesting. Yeah. Like, I know he's a little banged up, so maybe he just takes time off. Maybe he resigns, but just takes time off TV, be with his wife. He's about to give birth.
Yeah.
So maybe he goes on a little paternity leave.
Right.
Yeah. Like, what's next for him? So I like a week ago, I would have been like, yeah, I think he's gone. But now, based on how this pay-per-view played out and all they were just beating it over our heads. Like, yeah, he's leaving. He could be leaving. I was like, okay.
Kyle, maybe.
Kyle, they downplayed it. Like, the crowd said thank you, Kyle, but no one else acknowledged it.
Here's the difference too between the two guys is that Kyle O'Reilly's been successful in big companies outside of WWE, where Johnny Gargano has not. So, you know, it's WWE and NXT is a little more safe for Johnny. And Johnny Gargano, by the way, is on every single WWE special about historical events. So he's a company guy.
I think Johnny, out of those two, he'd be more likely to stay because, I think he's more just WWE to the core.
Yeah.
But also his wife's pregnant, so maybe he wants the security of WWE. As secure as jobs are right now. And
his wife is still signed to WWE.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to add time on with her pregnancy. Yeah. So
they own her.
So they eat those benefits.
I would not be surprised if he comes out either this Tuesday, and we'll see how it plays out. We're recording on a Monday here, but either he cuts a promo, someone attacks him, and they really do send him off officially.
Set up the next feud.
Or they beat him up, he takes some time off to be with his wife who gives birth, and he comes back later. Or maybe, does he eventually go to Raw or SmackDown at this point? Who knows? I mean, it's... At this moment, my gut is I'm leaning towards more he resign.
I got a prediction. This is left field here for you. What if Johnny comes out and he's going to announce what he's going to do, and then Triple H comes out and tells him you need to stay?
Like maybe he's going to announce his retirement or something.
Yeah, and he's like, you're close to a day oneer here. Like you are NXT. I need you here.
Yeah,
that could work.
I mean, if he leaves NXT though, that really would be the sign of NXT like really done, the black and gold, because he's such Johnny Takeover, Johnny Wrestling to the core. Yeah, he represents that brand.
He's NXT Sting to WCW or Tommy Dreamer to ECW.
How old is he? 34. Oh, he's only 34. Okay, man. Yeah. Oh, and it was great seeing him come out the Rebel Heart again.
I didn't even notice it.
Oh, yeah. And so it was great to hear Rebel Heart. So for the match itself, so let's talk about it. So
you can get it on your iPhone.
Oh, absolutely. I listened to it, afterwards. Him and Carmelo Hayes, great way to, kick off the match. This one, the heels had the advantage. So Grayson Waller comes in and he's, laying into him. Then Pete Dunne comes in. I like how Pete Dunne took advantage of this match, Tommy, as far as he was using the cage to his advantage to attack Grayson Waller. Like, he was sticking his fingers inside the cage and like stretching and bending his fingers, snapping his fingers.
The main thing I got from this is that everyone hates Grayson Waller, even his own teammates. Universally, he's hated right now. Nobody likes him.
I will give him credit. That elbow spot off the top of the cage, that was pretty cool.
That was the only good thing he did. Other than that,
he hit it well.
He took that one spot with LA Knight. So LA Knight, I like how he had like the hot tag, but he couldn't run, or not the hot tag, but he ran to the cage, but he couldn't get in. They locked it up. So I like how he just climbed over, and then he took Grayson Waller and threw him. He did the back suplex, whatever, on through the table.
I like
that. Was a great spot.
That was a great spot indeed.
They've given him too much with a microphone, I feel. And he's kind of like Angelico, where he does cool stuff, but I don't care. Like it's just
Who's
kind
that
of.
Again?
He was. Isn't he an AEW guy?
I don't know who he is.
Did you watch Lucha Underground?
No, I didn't.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That guy. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a minute. I've seen him on TV too.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy.
He does the dancing to the ring.
I've seen that.
I remember that. I watched a lot of Lucha Underground.
Sure, Danny. Sure. Okay.
Sorry, inside joke.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
That Jimbo reference?
It is a Jimbo reference.
I know.
Do you know? I mean, Richard, I don't think I told you this. When I met with Pentagon at the Capitol,
I know where this is going. Go ahead.
I told him, hey, I'm a big fan. Glad to meet you. I love watching you on Lucha Underground. And he said, thank you. So I told Jimbo, listen.
Gracias.
Yeah, it's like, Jimbo, listen. I want you to know, on the record, Pentagon knows me as like one of the biggest Lucha Underground fans. I told him that, and he respected I'm the biggest fan. And he doesn't know anything about you as a fan. So I'm just saying.
Did he ever get a chance to tell Penta?
I don't know if he approached him. Jimbo doesn't like talking to wrestlers. He always told me he didn't like going up to the table and talking to them for whatever reason. He'd rather meet them through like,
in the bathroom,
professional way. So he for some reason he doesn't like doing like that fan aspect of going up, and I have no problem doing it. I love going up and thanking them for their, sacrificing themselves, entertaining us.
I feel like you're trying to antagonize Jimbo here, and he's not here to defend himself. So all I'm going to say is nice game.
He's shining his ring.
All I'm going to say to Jimbo is nice game, pretty boy.
I got him that cardboard cutout. That was me. I saved it for him.
Yeah, you did.
It was about to be thrown out. I saved that.
It was trash to begin with.
It was trash. So anyway, that's another kind of inside talk right there.
Anyway,
so
I felt like the first half of this match was really boring.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay.
I was really bored with it until D'Angelo got in.
Mm-hmm.
He was so laser focused through the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And LA Knight, wow, that was his best performance I think I've seen anywhere.
He really carried the match.
A bolt of energy for that man.
He was.
Yeah, and he's not usually that guy, but him running up and doing the belly to back suplex off of the top of the top rope, and
he got his stuff in.
Oh my God! But he brought the energy, and it's just kind of like, I can see him on the main roster.
Oh yeah, I think whatever Bobby Roode.
The mic is one thing, but like his in ring is really there.
And that's what I was going to maybe end with in a second. It's like, where do the old G guys go from here? I think early thought is whatever Bobby Roode was or wasn't going to be on the main roster. I think LA Knight could probably fill that void potentially.
I think. Look, I Bobby Roode, his entire televised career has been cursed with being a great tag team wrestler.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you give him the opportunity to be a world champion, he can carry that torch too. But like he's Buff Bagwell or he's Kane, where those guys were always really good tag team wrestlers, more so than you want to see them in a really good tag team more than you want to see them one-on-one, unfortunately. And Bobby has been successful in the main run. The Dirty Dogs have been very successful. He was a tag team champion with Gable, U.S. champion. So Bobby's had gold. But like with LA Knight, he's a singles guy, easy upper mid card, maybe main event. His age is against him a little bit, but he's on the cusp of that. AJ Styles came in and he wasn't a spring chicken. So
I like how Tony D'Angelo, Trick Williams helped him get all the weapons in, and he was the smart one. Like, bring the weapons in.
Yeah. Well, D'Angelo, what I noticed, if you go back and watch him from the minute the cage opened, he knew exactly where he was going to grab what he wanted, brought it in the ring. The whole match, he's not lost in the match, and it's confusing. I mean, these are all green guys, and I've heard people say the Royal Rumble for them in the past, it can be a little confusing for them because it's like, what, I kind of forgot what spot this is. I've been in the ring so long. He just looked like he got it down, and he looks like he gets this business. And for someone that's as new as him, he didn't look like he's been a wrestler for under a year.
I like, dude, he came in and was like laying like some great punches too.
Yeah.
I liked he's like, bam, knocking everyone, bam. So I was like, this guy is a force. Like, all kidding aside with the Italian character.
He's going to be a big player.
I think so, too. I really enjoyed him. Like I said, Pete Dunne did his thing. He beat the crap out of Grayson Waller majority of that match. Just taking him out.
Enjoyed Pete Dunne in this match.
He was just laser focused on Grayson Waller.
Because he did the finger thing to Grayson. However, did you notice that Grayson had his finger in his glove and you could clearly see the knuckle poking at the bottom? So when he's tying his finger through the cage, you can actually see his knuckle inside the glove. So he was just bending an empty glove.
I'll have to look at that closely. Okay. Yeah. And then, LA Knight, like I said, I really enjoyed his performance. Tommaso Ciampa, last one to come in, and then we more or less got the DIY reunion. They were doing their spots. We see DIY do a lot.
Did Braun Breaker broke the bolt cutters?
So, I was going to ask you about that. So Braun Breaker was the last one to come in, and, LA Knight climbed in, but, like, Braun Breaker was having trouble opening up the door with the bolt cutters. Yeah. So I don't know, like, what happened. Like, he was having trouble.
They should have done that spot for the last persons.
Yeah, because Ciampa was the last one to get in for his team and last one overall.
D'Angelo should have been the last one on his team. I get it. They want the two biggest stars in eeach team to come in last. But at the same time, D'Angelo coming out with the chain and the lock, I thought was great because, I mean, how good would that have been had they had an extra minute to beat up Ciampa's team, because Ciampa's trying to figure out how to get in.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I remember they did that in WCW back in the day. Yeah. Like Hogan was like trying to get in, whatever it was. Oh man, I love those pay-per-views. But Braun Breaker, it was great. I enjoyed how DIY hit their finisher. And they both went for the pin together. And Carmelo Hayes, playing the biggest heel, grabbed the ref, yanked it out, and prevented the 3 count. And so I was like, oh, you prevented DIY winning this for their team.
Damn you.
And then, Ciampa was going to do his finisher. Was it the Widow's Peak?
Widow's Peak, yeah.
But then Braun Breaker comes charging, hits that spear into Ciampa into the table. Great spot. Beautiful finish. And then, Braun Breaker gets the pin and so wins it for Team 2.0. The young guys win,
Braun Breaker was like Rhino with the spear. Yeah.
So, but you said, your thoughts on Braun Breaker overall, though?
I think clearly I love his in-ring. He needs to figure out who Braun Breaker is, because right now he's being Scott and Rick Steiner all in one.
Alone. Yeah.
it's
He's the big bad booty nephew.
If I want to watch Scott or Rick Steiner, I'll go watch Scott and Rick Steiner. Like the kid, take the moves, do whatever you want there, but like stop being Scott. Like he's just being Scott Steiner on a microphone. I don't believe that, and it's hard for me to because I want him to because I love the Steiners and I want him to be successful, but he's not going to be successful if he's just going to be somebody else. He's not himself.
Yeah, he's just a copy of his dad and uncle. So
yeah, he's got the cadence of his uncle, but he gives a promo like his dad. Where Scott Steiner's a lyrical miracle.
It's no, I hear you. Like I think he needs more character development. Like we need more layers
to find out him. You can still do it in the same kind of Steiner way, but like give it some of your own because right now it's just a carbon copy.
Yeah. So Team 2.0 stood tall at the end. So
fine with it.
Like I said, if they do a documentary of the NXT Black and Gold era, I feel like this match is going to end. It's going to say this match, this was the official end of the Black and Gold era. Team 2.01.
To me, it's been gone. You know what I mean? It's
absolutely. But I think
I get it. Like you
end the documentary here.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Undertaker and Triple H had their last ever match, until they didn't.
So, but like I said, it was bittersweet because, the Team 2.0 guys, the majority of them, I'm digging for the most part. I feel bad for the older guys because where they go from here. Johnny, we'll find out hopefully what's next for him. Ciampa, not sure how much longer his deal is. He said he doesn't want to do Raw or SmackDown. He just can't commit to that schedule with his neck and everything. LA Knight,
he's valuable for NXT too. So
absolutely, LA Knight, we all agree. I think he could be money on the main roster. Pete Dunne, I don't know what he could do in the main roster. I don't know.
You got to pair him.
Someone
maybe put him with Sheamus and
Ridge Holland.
Yeah,
maybe
Menzies,
British Strong on the main roster or something like that.
The bruiserweights.
Yeah, so it's what's next for these OG guys? Because where you go from here for all of them? That's gonna be the big story.
They could always take my advice and get rid of one of the tag team titles or make one of the tag team titles a 6-man tag team title.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Has WWE ever had a 6-man title?
No. Not since they did in the 70s.
Oh, they did. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah. So
the NWA did, but
yeah. Ring of Honor and stuff. New Japan. So no, overall, like I said, I had low expectations. The 2 WarGames matches, I think, delivered. The other matches outside that, like the regular matches, were okay. I mean, the tag team match was the best out of those 3.
Yeah, but, I mean, look. At the end of the day, you're going to remember what the WarGames matches themselves because that's the pay-per-view.
Yeah, Corey Jade and Johnny Gargano's maybe last match. We'll see. You see a Undisputed Era hand gesture. And then let me ask you this. A lot of people are comparing Kyle O'Reilly doing the Undisputed Era hand gesture like when Brett did the WCW writing at Survivor Series 97.
No. I think he got the pop he was looking for. And quite honestly, when he did it, I didn't pick up on it until you mentioned it. Because it's been so long since I've seen the Undisputed Era do the hand gesture. So it's not as iconic as the NWO.
Too sweet. So,
or the 4 Horsemen.
Oh, man. So on that note, 4 Horsemen. Yeah. So on that note, let's start wrapping things up. Fun show. Richard, where can the Kliqsters find you online?
You can find me on Instagram at Pro Wrestling 101. It's the cool photo of Terry Funk. And please send all your hate mail over to at Baby Huey 83. Tommy, did you notice that I gave you your plugs last week? Even though you weren't here.
He plugged your social for
you. Thank you.
It's because I care,
I know.
Danny didn't even want me to bring it up, but I'm like, Tommy's like a brother to me. I can't do that to him.
No, it is what it is.
Damn you, Richard. How about you, Tommy?
Hey, well, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at IronFist1982. Give it a go.
I'm Baby Huey. Follow me on Facebook at Baby Huey Official. And as Richard just kindly reminded you guys, Twitter and Instagram at Baby Huey 83. Of course, subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts at, or spread the love. Tell everyone else to do so as well. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. Watch the videos. Leave a comment. Leave a thumbs up as well. That helps out a lot. InTheKliq@gmail.com. And of course, it's the holiday season. You want some merch? Click the link in our bio and social media. Get some In The Kliq merch for yourselves. And on that note, let's go home. And that's the bottom line, because Huey said so.